Welcome back, fellow failers, and welcome to my first ever top 10 video, which is going to be all about my favourite games. Let's jump straight in with number 10, Watch Dogs. I was one of the ones that got caught up in the hype of this game, and although it wasn't quite as good as I thought it would be, I still really enjoyed playing it. I really liked the concept of the game, and some of the ideas that they put into it was really cool. There were so many different things you could do off the storyline, like plunging the whole city into darkness and causing everyone to crash, or hacking people and finding out that they've blatantly been on some sort of drugs, as unicorns apparently ate his rainbow. Another really cool thing you could do was hack into people's houses and look through their webcams and see all sorts of strange things going on that perhaps you really shouldn't. Or, if you're like me, you just casually walk down the road, hacking into everyone's bank account, and then going up to the cash machine and picking up all of their money. Look at that lovely money. One of my favourite things to do though were the digital trips. There were 4 different ones, but my favourite one was the spider tank. In essence, it was basically an in-game drug which caused you to have hallucinations and go on these really weird missions that weren't anything to do with the game. But the spider tank one was really cool because the whole point of it was just to smash things up and shoot stuff, which you can't really do in the game because it penalises you. So to be able to do that was just really fun. Number 9, Mario Kart Double Dash. This is the first game from the Mario franchise on my list, and it is actually my favourite one. But there is one higher on my list, and the reasons for that I'll explain later on. I love all of the games in the Mario Kart series, but Double Dash was my favourite because it had that added extra of having the 2 riders in the car. That meant that you could team up with friends and play together. If you had friends, that is. I'm sure you all know that feeling of being in the lead for a whole race, only to be hit by a blue shell right on the line and finishing in second. It was just so frustratingly fun that I couldn't ever stop playing it when I was younger. This game used to cause so many arguments in my family, as we all tried to race and smash and electrocute and make each other slip on bananas so that we could try and win as many races as we can, so we could end up on that golden car and win the golden trophy. Number 8, A Tick Attack. Now, those of a younger generation, please bear with me. This game was released in 1983 for the ZX Spectrum. I used to love playing this game, and it's mostly here on nostalgia reasons. Basically, you spawn as a character in this sort of haunted-ish mansion, and you basically have to find the master key to let you out of the door. It's just a giant maze, and even now I struggle to play the game and get lost all the time. And the noises on it are just so eerie. Just listen for a second. For anyone who does want to try out this game if they've never played it before, you can find emulators of it online, but it's also coming out as part of Rare's 30th anniversary game next month on the Xbox One, so if you can, I'd definitely say check it out. Number 7, Dishonored. Dishonored earns a place on my list because I love how you can play it in so many different ways. Even though there's only one goal at the end of the day, there's so many different ways that you can get to it. You can either go all out, guns blazing, and just kill everybody, or you can go stealthy and not kill anyone at all in the game other than the main quest characters. Or if you're like me, you do a little bit of both, whichever suits you at the time. I was pleased that E3 this year, Bethesda announced that they'd be making a second one, so I'm hoping the sequel can be just as good as the first one. If you've ever played the first game, then leave a comment below as to how you play it. Do you go stealthy or do you go guns blazing? It'll be interesting to find out how you guys play as well. Number 6, Skyrim. The world of Skyrim is so breathtakingly beautiful. The massive open world map, coupled with the seemingly unlimited missions, mean that it could feel like you would never fully complete the game. The Steam Workshop on the PC version too was really epic. You could find some really cool player-made items, including the Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VIII, and it's also the home of one of gaming's favourite phrases.
I used to be an adventurer like you, and I took an arrow in the knee.
Number 5. Super Mario 64. I couldn't leave my first ever game off this list, could I? This is where it all started. Without this game, I would have probably never turned into the gamer that I am today. It taught me how fun it was to be the Italian plumber who was saving the princess to eat the cake. Excuse my Italian. Even now, I still love playing this game, and the DS version that they brought out as well, I really enjoyed that. Who'd have known that a fat Italian plumber wearing a red and blue outfit would be the start of my gaming addiction? How about you? What was the first game you ever played? Let me know in the comments. Number 4. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. This game gets a place in my heart because if I could pick any job in any time period, it would definitely be a pirate. Arr! The thought of being a fearsome buccaneer is one that really appeals to me. This game was pretty much created as I would create it myself. The mix between land and sea is perfect. You get all the things you love from the Assassin's Creed games with the freestyling and the free running, coupled to that with pirates and pirate ships, and it's just absolutely perfect. I haven't even finished the storyline yet because I just have so much fun blasting other ships to the bottom of the sea. The Kenway Fleet app is a really good thing as well as the interactive maps that you can get on your iPhones. Another reason why I love this game is because it's the first game I've ever managed to get my girlfriend to play, and she loves it too. Next up is number 3. BioShock. Anyone who's played this game will know just why it's so high on my list. The storyline on this game is just absolutely incredible. Without giving away any spoilers, once you reach the main twist in the story, you'll be absolutely blown away. It's just something you can't see coming at all. It also meets the main criteria of my FPS games, which is something a little different than standard COD and Battlefield. The sequel to this game, as well as BioShock Infinite, are also some of my favourite games, but the storyline on number 1 was just so good that it had to go up there at the top. And also, those little sisters and big daddies, damn they were scary. For added effect, you should definitely play this game with the lights off. Number 2. The Last of Us. This game is one of the most highly acclaimed games ever to be made, having won over 200 Game of the Year awards. Never before has a game grabbed me by the neck and thrown me into the storyline so quickly. It's just so hard not to get emotional while playing this game. It's just absolutely unbelievable. The mechanisms in this game were just spot on, and it made it such an enjoyable game to play. Even though I felt the storyline was a little bit signposted nearer the end, it still rivals BioShock for my favourite storyline ever in a game. The remastered edition that came out on the PS4 was also responsible for me switching my allegiances from Xbox to PlayStation. Although with some of the games that are coming out on Xbox soon, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to get both soon. So, we are 9 down and there's just 1 left to go, but before I reveal it, let's have a look at some honourable mentions. As a football fan, it's quite easy to understand why these are some of my favourite games, but as they're more simulators, I don't really count them towards games, so that's why they're not on my list. Rust and H1Z1. I love a good online multiplayer game, and these two are some of my favourites, but they're still in beta mode, so technically they're not out yet, so they don't count. The Gears of War series. This one was number 11 on my list, so it only just missed out, but I spent so many hours playing these games, they were just amazing. Super Smash Bros. As well, I loved all of them games, and that was probably number 12 on my list, only just missed out. And finally, Final Fantasy VII. Such a great game in its time, and I'm super hyped about the remake. And finally, here it is, my number 1 favourite game, Pokemon Red. Pokemon Red gets the number 1 spot on this list because it showed the younger me that you could take games on the go, which at the time was absolutely amazing. It also started my love for Pokemon, which is still going strong today. I brought every generation, and I don't plan on stopping that anytime soon. Sure, this game had its fair share of bugs, but when you were 7 and the internet didn't exist, you didn't really know about them, so they didn't really matter. It was the first game where it felt like I was truly on my own adventure. Who remembers their first starter Pokemon? The first Pokemon they ever caught? The first time they evolved a Pokemon? Their first gym win? It was the epitome of cool when you were in school. If you didn't have Pokemon, you were a nobody. And why did I go for red over blue? Well, I love Charizard, that's why. So, that concludes my top 10 games. Thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed. I'd love for you to like and subscribe if you like what you saw, and leave a comment as to what your top 10 games are, because I'd love to know. So, until then, happy failing. Goodbye.